In this field project, our group set out in the real world to examine communication within different organizations in order to gain insight and best practices from industry experts based on their professional experiences. We had the opportunity to interview three top level managers from three different companies: Bill Gardner, President and CEO of CRM Dynamics; Shivani Naidu, CEO and founder of Tiva Media; and lastly, Peter Chien, CEO and co founder of Table. In this video, we'll address the key learning points that we derived from the project and executives in regards to their communication practices throughout the COVID-19 pandemic that negatively impacted trade, travel, projects, etc. within each organization. Hopefully by the end, you will come to realize while there are significant differences in communication practices amongst each firm, as a result of technological advancements, companies are still able to maintain structure and order due to internet-based systems and architecture.
Analyzing the three interviews revealed four important findings. First of all, the advanced software tools used by all three companies enabled them to easily shift to remote work post-COVID. For example, CRM Dynamics uses Microsoft Teams and Timesheet, while TVA Media has been operating remotely ever since it was established by using Google Docs, Monday.com, and Slack. These software tools give companies the flexibility to operate remotely, delegate tasks, manage different projects, and communicate with people inside and outside the organization. As Sean Peake mentioned, for modern tech companies, the infrastructure and policy needed for remote work were unquestionably already in place, and this allowed CEOs to successfully manage their businesses post-COVID.
Laura Worker once said, properly implemented empowerment initiatives can lead to higher job satisfaction, lower turnovers, and reduce stress among workers, which leads to our second key point. Empowering employees is the ideal way to increase productivity in the workplace. Companies acknowledge the potential effects of working from home, such as decreasing motivations, feeling socially isolated. Thus, managers focus on positivity incentives while also providing emotional support, encouragement, and motivations to their employees through various methods. Companies in our interview also agreed that employees must feel trusted and empowered in their various positions to reach their potentials.
Due to COVID-19, all three companies that we interviewed agreed that they had several projects in mind to implement later during this year, but had to be put on hold until further time. The World Health Organization has imposed some worldwide restrictions that are acting as barriers, giving time of unprecedented struggles to businesses. The other key point discussed is the impact of the world pandemic on the employee's social life. As most of us know, most offices have been closed down and work has been carried out remotely from home ever since the pandemic started. For individuals living alone, this situation has impacted their mental health a lot, causing them to focus less at work.
For our literature review portion, we will go in depth on two of the key themes mentioned previously, which are advanced software allowed for flexible business operations and COVID-19 made a huge impact on social life in the workplace. So COVID-19 has been going on for quite some time and does not seem to be going away anytime soon. People using new technology practices are now considered to be the new normal, a compromise between industry practices and theoretical perspectives, as so many companies have shifted to telework. Studies have shown how Goldie Beacon College used various team communication tools such as Slack, Flipgrid, Notion, SharePoint, and Zoom, all for virtual communication. Shivani Naidu, CEO and founder of Tiva Media, stated in her interview,
and then we use Slack, and we use a lot of Google Docs, Sheets, Drive, all that kind of stuff.
Overall, we can see a compromise in both industry practices and theoretical perspectives as companies have implemented the new normal.
Due to the new changes in the normal working style, employees encounter situations where they feel socially isolated, resulting in struggling to work from home effectively. Research shows that remote workers use social media platforms such as Twitter and LinkedIn to stay connected with their colleagues during the pandemic. Since the regular industry practices have shifted due to the pandemic, both CEOs of CRM Dynamics and Table have expressed the longing to bond and engage with their employees in person. As Bill Gardner, CEO of CRM Dynamics, mentioned in his interview,
instead of a scavenger hunt at the ROM, we had a team meeting where we had an escape room, but it was a virtual escape room online.
Research has shown that it is important to interact with coworkers to enhance well-being, as the lack of nonverbal communication and communication quality could lead to anxiety, confusion, and miscommunication. Another difference from previous industry practices is the distribution between the opportunities of communication, as there are less hierarchical structures between the organization as they work from home. This allows people to grow personal connections as they can connect and communicate beyond their work responsibilities and tasks.
In conclusion, after conducting various interviews with industry experts, this field project highlights the great reliance on technology to sustain remote organizational cohesion and communication due to ongoing pandemic. The interviews from CRM Dynamic, Tiva Media, Your Table emphasize that a successful transition from in-person to remote-based models does not significantly impact organizational structure and operation if communication is executed effectively through various tools. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all stay safe.